The Voynich Manuscript, also known as the Voynich MS-408, is a mysterious book of codex that was handwritten in North Italy during the early 15th century AD. This manuscript was brought to light in 1912 by Wilfrid Voynich, a Polish revolutionary antiquarian book dealer. Voynich discovered this manuscript in an Italy monastery, along with several other documents. But this book of codex caught his attention due to its unknown language and strange paintings. The Voynich manuscript was estimated to have been written between 1404 and 1438 AD. The text was written on parchment that was made of calfskin, and the stitching used for the binding was made of wood. The ink used for the text was iron gall ink, which was commonly used during that time period. Judging from the discoloring of edges of the first and last folio, shows that this wooden binding was covered in tan leather on most pages. The text is carefully written around each illustration, with the exception of a few pages, where the text is covered by one illustration or another. This shows that the picture were made before the text was written. It is the many mysteries that have surrounded this 500-year-old manuscript. The question most people ask when they first hear of this mysterious book of codex is, who is the author? Now, there are many suspected authors of the Voynich manuscript, but for this episode, we will focus on 3 of the prime suspects, who are Voynich himself, self-proclaimed spiritual medium and English occultist Edward Kelly, as well as the pharmacist and personal doctor of Emperor Rudolph II, Jacob Sinupus, and medieval philosopher Roger Bacon. It has been suspected that Voynich himself could have fabricated the manuscript due to the fact that he was an antique book dealer, which meant that he could have known that a lost book by Roger Bacon would be worth a fortune. However, this theory was eliminated because in 1639, a letter sent by a man named Gorgias Barcius of Prague to Just Anthonius Kircher of Rome, claiming that he owned a book that was in an unknown language and hoped that Kircher could translate it for him. This letter eliminates the possibility of fabrication by Voynich, but does that mean that Voynich manuscript is not a hoax altogether? According to Gordon Rugg, the head knowledge modeling group at Keele University in Britain, someone could have used an encryption tool called a Guardian Grill to create gibberish text within the manuscript. He argues that Edward Kelly could have created this piece to trick Emperor Rudolph II. However, at one point in his life, Kelly claimed that angels would speak to him through a language called Enochian. Most modern cryptographers believe that this language was invented by Kelly. This could potentially leave him as a potential author, because the language written in Voynich manuscript could possibly be a second language created by Kelly. The theory that philosopher Roger Bacon wrote the Voynich manuscript led John Dee, a mathematician and astrologer at the court of Queen Elizabeth I, was known to have kept a collection of Roger Bacon's past work. The claim that Roger Bacon was the author was taken seriously by Voynich. However, scholars who have viewed Voynich's manuscript denied the possibility. Last but not least leaves pharmacist Jacob Sinupus. Around 1921, a photostatic reproduction of the first page was taken by Voynich, and he noticed that part of some writing had been partially erased. By using a mixture of chemicals, Voynich was able to read the name Joko of Tepens. This was perceived to be Jacob Horiki of Tempich, who was known by his Latin name Jacob Sinupus. Due to the horrible drawings and potential information within the book, it was believed by Voynich and many others that this was Jacob's signature. Voynich concluded that due to this potential signature that Sinupus himself is the author. The theory was proven to be false after a document was discovered that possessed Sinupus' signature. In 2014, Professor of Applied Linguistics Stephen Bax at the University of Bradfordshire in England claims he has translated 14 characters from the manuscript. He was able to translate the word juniper next to a planet drawing, as well as the word Taurus that was next to a drawing of a star of constellations. Altogether, Bax has translated the following words: juniper, hellebore, chirion, centauria, nigella sativa, and cotton. Bax admits that his decoding is only partial, but this astounding discovery has sparked hope for future decoding. In conclusion, the Voynich manuscript still remains a mystery, but it is one on the road to becoming solved.